All right. Ugh. Okay, now we have sound. Yes, sound? Yes, testing, testing. Okay. All good now. We have sound. Doopy doop doop doop. Ah, the joys of streaming from a new location. Okay, yes, I have sound. Oh, nope. Good lord. Oh, technology. You're so fun. Ah! Okay. So that's telling me it's live. Are we actually live? Are we doing the thing? Is it doing the thing? Please be doing the thing. Okay, so that looks like it's good. Yes, no, maybe? And yes, it says I'm live. Yes? Okay, well, here's hoping. Alright, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's awesome. Take a second to recenter. Just sitting in a comfortable seated position. Keep it loose, sitting up nice and tall. Take a second and stretch the arms. We'll take the right arm, reach it all the way up, bend the elbow, bring the fingers down towards the back. Now, if in order to try and get the hand to your back, you have to tuck the chin down, I want you to just try to bring your hand more to the shoulder instead of the back. Because I want your chin level, your chest lifted nice and strong. Then you can add the left hand, bring the fingers up to the elbow. If you want, tilt towards the left so we get a deeper stretch down the right side of the body. And come on back up. Release it down. Left, we reach up, bend, fingertips to the elbow, chest is lifted, chin is level. And you can tilt towards the right, getting a deeper stretch down the left. And slowly come back up. Relax it down, you can roll the shoulders. Let's roll over onto the hands and knees into a tabletop position. Palms are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, pushing the floor away. Press the tops of the feet down. Let's take a deep breath in. Draw the heart forward. Lift the sit bones up towards the sky. And then exhale, round the spine up. Inhale, you're drawing the heart forward, lifting the sit bones, arching the back. And then exhale, round the spine up. Again, cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. And sit the hips back. You can walk the hands forward and down into a child's pose. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Bring it back up. Find your tabletop position. Let's do some hip circles here and draw the weight forward, to the right, back, to the left, forward, around we go. And pause at the front and reverse it to the left, back, and around, nice and slow. And come back to the center, back to neutral. From here, keep pressing the floor away nice and strong. Let's take the right leg and reach it back. Come up onto the ball of the foot. You can press back, get a little stretch in the calf. And then see if you can float the foot off the floor. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, I want you to pull the knee in towards the chest as high as you can. You can tuck the chin, reach the forehead for the knee. Inhale, stretch it back out. Exhale. Inhale, stretch. Exhale. One more time, reach it out. Exhaled, forehead towards the knee. And then release it down. Switching sides, stretch the left foot back. Tuck the toes, you're on the ball of the foot. You can press back into the heel so you get a nice calf stretch. And then back it off and try to float the foot up off the floor. Take a deep breath in and then exhale, pull the knee in towards the chest. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale. And then set the knee down. You can sit the hips back, find a child's pose. Nice big breath. Coming on up. Palms are under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Find your downward dog. Softening the heels down towards the floor. Possibly sinking into the ground like I am because it rained last night and the ground is very soft. You can walk the dog, pressing one heel down and then the other, reaching them in the general direction of the ground, but not necessarily finding the ground. So you want to work within your range here. Soften both heels down towards the ground. You can bend the knees nice and deep, reach the ribs for the thighs. Lift the heels up as high as you can and just take little tiny steps, walking the feet up towards the hands. Oh, there's nature on my mat. And let's bring the hands to the shins. Inhale, straighten the arms and lengthen out, flat back. Exhale, round down. If you're just joining us, this is a perfect place to jump in. Grab your mat, let's do some yoga. Inhale, hands to the shins, lengthen out, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Soft knees if you need. Your legs do not have to be straight. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale. Now put a nice deep bend in the knees. Inhale, circle sweep the arms all the way up. We actually get to do some standing poses today. Palms can touch overhead. Exhale, float the arms down. Nice and tall. All right. Let's take a deep breath in, reaching all the way up. Palms touch overhead. You can even take a tiny little back bend if that feels good. And then exhale, swan dive forward, soften the knees, fingertips brush the ground. And then inhale, we'll reach all the way back up. Let the palms touch. Exhale, draw the hands down to the heart center. Thumbs can rest right on the sternum. Let's pick up the left foot and step it towards the back edge of the mat. Now you're going to turn your heel in so your toes are pointing out and your right toes are pointing straight forward. And as you bend, you're trying to keep your knee stacked right over your heel. You don't want it to go past the heel. Let's take a deep breath in, straighten the front leg, and exhale. Bend, squeeze. So you're not just hanging out in this position, you're activating through the thighs and almost like you're trying to slide your heels towards one another. Inhale, straighten the front leg, and exhale, bend. Let's add some warrior one arms. So we'll inhale and straighten, reach the arms up. Exhale as you bend, draw the thumbs into the space behind you. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze as you come down. If you see me swatting at myself a little bit, the mosquitoes out here are horrendous this time of year, so I'm just trying not to get eaten up. Don't mind me. One more time. Inhale, straighten the front leg. As you exhale, I want you to open your chest towards the side, reach the arms wide into a warrior two. You're still squeezing the legs. You're still as if you were trying to slide your feet towards one another, but you're reaching out through the fingers as long as you can, stretching out. Take a big breath in. Let your left hand come down to the thigh. Right arm reaches up overhead into peaceful warrior. And then exhale, back out into warrior two. Oh, this is fun. Take a deep breath in, straighten the front leg, and we're going to turn the toes to face the long edge of the mat. Exhale, forward fold, soften the knees. Fingertips can come down to the feet, or they can come down right under the shoulders. Find a little bit of movement here, side to side, getting into the hips, into the hamstrings. Let's take a big breath in, halfway lift, come up to the fingertips. And big breath out, fold. If you need to, keep your knees soft here. You don't have to straighten the legs entirely. Inhale, halfway lift, up to the fingertips. And exhale, fold. Inhale. This time, come up to the fingertips and then reach the arms wide. Hold it here. Feel your hamstrings activate. Belly is strong. Exhale, fold. We're going to do one more like that. Inhale, up to the fingertips. You can stay here or reach the arms out wide. Strong. Exhale, fold. Very nice. Now, nice and strong, just like before. Soften the knees. We're going to lift up, strong belly. Reaching up, arms stretch out wide. Pick up your left toes and turn them towards the short end of the mat. Pick up your right heel and turn it back so your toes are turning out. Soften into your front knee, which is now your left leg. Bending the knee nice and strong. Take the right arm, sweep it down. Catch your left arm, coming up into your warrior one position. Inhale, straighten through the front leg. Exhale, bend, squeeze, activate. Inhale, up. Exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Inhale one more time. Straighten the leg. Turn the chest open towards the side. Arms reach out. Bend through the knee. Here we go. Warrior two. Strong. Squeezing the heels towards one another. You should feel your inner thighs activate. Almost a little lifting sensation. Inhale, drop the right hand down to the thigh. Left arm goes up. Peaceful warrior. Eyes can be up towards the sky or down towards the floor. Whatever works better for you. Slowly reach it back out. Warrior two. Strong. And then we will straighten the front leg. Turn the toes to the long edge of the mat again. And let's forward fold. In that forward fold, I want you to bend the knees nice and deep. and straighten. You can have the hands under the shoulders or at the feet. Bend the knees nice and deep. And straighten. One more time. As you bend, I want you to lengthen through the spine. Be as long as you can be. And then keep that length as you lift the hips back up. Let's keep the fingertips down on the floor. We're going to walk them over to the right hand or right foot. Turn the toes towards the long edge of the mat. Come up onto the ball of the left foot and slowly lower the left knee down to the floor. Untuck the toes. Nice low lunge here. You'd never know it, but I am doused in bug spray right now. Mosquitoes are still having at me. You can walk the hands up to the thigh. If that feels all right for you, you're welcome to reach the arms up. Find warrior one arms again into more of a crescent lunge position. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale. Release the stretch just a bit. And then exhale, see if you can find a little bit more space. Inhale, release the stretch. And exhale, you can have the hands on the thigh here if that feels better. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Slowly bring the hands back down to the ground. Let's walk the hands back so you can lift the right toes up. Nice deep hamstring stretch. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Walking it forward. We're going to switch it out a little bit different this time. What I want you to do is plant the hands down and tuck the back toes. Lift that back knee up off the floor. If you can, go ahead and step the right foot back and step the left foot forward. Lower the right knee down, untuck the toes, down into your low lunge. Walk the hands up to the thigh. You can keep the hands here on the thigh if that's where you need to be. Or you can reach the arms up high, crescent lunge. Thumbs are drawing back in space, shoulders draw down the back. Take a deep breath in, bringing the space back, releasing the stretch so that you can exhale into a deeper range of motion. And by deeper range of motion, I mean literally it's going to be maybe half an inch. Inhale, bring it back. Woo. And exhale, forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release the hands down. Walk the hands back so the left toes can lift up. Hamstring stretch here. Lengthen through the spine and try to fold over the leg. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We walk it forward. Plant the hands down, tuck the back toes, but this time we're going to step that foot forward. You can take little hops if you need to, or one big step. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, float it down, standing tall. Fabulous. All right, how are we doing down here? No questions. Cool. All right, I feel like it's only right and proper that we should do tree pose today. So, come to stand on your mat. You can start with your feet about hip-width distance apart, or start with them together. It's entirely up to you. We're going to bring the weight into the right leg, and I want you to put a bend in your right knee and come up onto the ball of the left foot for a second. And then think about squeezing through the right leg. Try to straighten the right leg, but if you go completely straight and you lose that engagement, I want you to bend it, squeeze, and don't go quite as far. It's okay if your right knee stays a little bit bent, because I want you to work on that strong standing leg. It's going to be really fun to balance on this squishy ground. So from the ball of the left foot, we're going to rotate the knee out. Now when you rotate the knee out, I don't want your hips to go too. See if you can keep your hips pointing straight forward and just rotate from the hip. Now you're welcome to just bring the foot to the ankle, keeping the toes on the ground. Hands can be down, out for balance, or you can press the palms in together at the heart. If you want to take it a little bit farther, Try sliding the foot up to the calf. Strong standing leg. Everything is squeezing. Now, if you notice when you start to pick your left foot up that you immediately get your right hip cocking out to the side, I want you to draw it back under you. Belly pulls in, hips are level, lift it up nice and strong. Deep breath in, and deep breath out. Squeeze through the standing leg. Let's take a big inhale. See if you can lift the hands up overhead, bringing them just wider than the shoulders. Strong tree. Belly pulls in tight. You're still breathing nice and strong. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Release it down. Shake it out. Let's do the other side. Bring the weight over into the left leg. Going. Strong standing leg. You're going to squeeze through the left thigh. Draw the leg as straight as you can, keeping that engagement. Onto the ball of the right foot. Just rotate out. Hips are still pointing forward. Foot can come to the ankle, toes stay on the ground, or you can slide it up to the calf. Make sure the hips are still level. If you immediately sat into the left hip, try to draw it back under you. And if you fall over, that's perfectly okay. Just take a second, re-engage, reset. Belly pulls in, press the hands together at the heart. Wobbling is okay. It means that you're working. Falling is okay. It means that you're trying. Let's take a deep breath in, stretch the arms up overhead. You can open them out, just wider than the shoulders. Lifting up, big breath in. Release it down, shake it out. Now let's do a tree that is modified. We're going to bring the weight over into the right leg, standing tall and strong. Take the left foot, see if you can capture it in the right hand, bringing your heel as high as you can. Point your toes and slowly let your knee melt towards the ground as much as you can. Now your knee might stay high if your hip's not open. That's okay. Work within where you are. Left hand can come to the heart in a half prayer. You're still standing tall, your hips are still level, everything's just the same as the other version of tree. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Lift the knee up to release the foot down. Shake it out. Let's switch the weight over to the left foot. Standing tall and strong. You're going to pick up the right foot, try to catch it in your left hand. Heel comes up as high as you can. Knee will melt towards the ground as far as your range allows. Right hand comes thumb to heart in half prayer. Standing tall. Your standing leg is active and engaged. Your belly is strong, lifting you up even higher. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's slowly lift the knee up, release the foot down. Shake it out. Yay. How are we doing? Doing okay? Is it 11? Alright, here's another pose we haven't ever done before. Find a slightly more level space. Garland pose. This is a deep squat to open up on the hips. We're going to bring the feet slightly wider than the hips. Toes are going to turn out just a little bit. If you have really tight hips, you might have to bring the feet out a little bit wider. If you have open hips, then you can have them just wider than your own hips. Hands will press together at the heart. Take a deep breath in, reaching all the way up. As you exhale, hands come down to the heart, and we're slowly going to bend the knees nice and deep and try to sit all the way down. Elbows come to the inside edges of the knees. Inhale, press into the heels, reach all the way back up. Exhale, slowly squat it all the way down. Now, if you have to stop at any point because you can't go quite this low, that's perfectly okay. You want to keep the heels on the ground. and just go as far as your body allows. And we'll hold it here. Take a deep breath in. You can lightly press the elbows out. Deep breath out. Reach the arms forward and see if you can just sit down from there. Beautiful. If that's not possible, like if that's just not available to you today, just work your way down to a seated position wherever you can. All right, since we are pretty close to done, is there anything else you would like to work on today? Shoulders, more hips, anything at all? Drop a comment for me, let me know. Wish I had brought my coffee out with me, but I forgot it, it's inside. Bugs, oh my gosh. Do yoga in nature, they said. It'll be fun, they said. So many mosquitoes. All right, no questions, no, let's work on this now. None? All right. Oh, feet and or wrists. We can do both of those at the same time. Bring both of your legs around behind you. Come back up to your tabletop position, and I want you to bring your legs all the way together, big toes touching. Tuck your toes underneath you and slowly sit the hips back towards the heels. Now this might be enough of a stretch for you. And if it is, then you can just take one hand and turn the fingers around to stretch the wrist. And then after a breath or two, switch to the other side. If you want to stretch the feet a little bit more, walk the hands closer to your knees and maybe even up your thighs. Sitting the weight back onto the heels, feeling that stretch, the bottom of the feet, the balls, the base of the toes. And you can do a single wrist stretch here. Maybe the back of the hand is forward, you're drawing back, stretching the top of the wrist into the forearm. After a breath, switch sides. Ooh. Your feet are going to start to talk to you as they start to soften. And then we'll back it off. Slide the hands down to the floor. Untuck the toes. You can shake it out. Ooh. And then maybe bring the tops of the feet down to the floor and sit back. You can even start to walk the hands back, and this will stretch the tops of the feet and the quads, depending on how tight your everything is. If this isn't available to you, that's perfectly okay. Just, you can always come up and lean back just a little bit. You can tuck the pelvis back, and that'll start to get the same kind of stretch. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And let's bring it forward. Another one for the wrists. Fashion Theory, you're familiar with this one. Step the right foot forward, but we're going to keep it back towards you a little bit today. And take the arm, squeeze the forearm up into the crease of the knee. So you want the elbow all the way up against the leg. You're going to lean forward so that you squish the forearm. Take a breath. And then back it off. And you can move that squish down towards the wrist a little bit. So maybe halfway between the elbow and the wrist. You'll feel your hand close. You can see I'm making a fist. It just does that because you're compressing everything in there. And that's just going to make your hand close. Come back it off. Come all the way down to the wrists. Come forward and squish it. And back it off. Let's go back up halfway between. And then we'll switch sides. Right leg back, left leg forward. Bring the left arm into the crease of the knee. Come forward and squish. Back it off. Bring it down halfway between the elbow and the wrist. Oh, that's my favorite, is that halfway point. And then let's back it off. Bring it all the way down to the wrist. Now, if you've got on a watch or a Fitbit, that might get in the way a little bit. Just be careful around it. Bring it back halfway between. And then back it all the way off. Let's come back to sit. Okay, still good. Now, sitting, we're going to get a hip stretch, but also work the ankles a little bit. So take your left leg and bring it out in front of you just a little bit so that you're well balanced. Because what I want you to do is try to pick up your right foot and see if you can place it in your left elbow crease. If you can, reach your right arm around and try to get a hold of your fingers. Now, if that's not doable, you can always bring the arm underneath and hug it in a little bit different, okay? So you're gonna flex through your right foot, and you can just rock the baby a little bit. Rock back and forth, or maybe go side to side. You should feel a little bit of a stretch in the back of the ankle as you're flexing into your elbow. Deep breath in, deep breath out. A little bit of a stretch in the hip too. The more you lean back, the more you're going to feel that stretch in the outside edge of the hip. Now I do want you to bring the arm underneath. You can still hold on or just hug your leg however you like, and we're going to draw circles with the foot. Still trying to sit up nice and tall. Reverse those circles. And then we'll switch sides. So the right leg comes down. Try to pick up your left foot, bring it into your right elbow. See if you can hook fingers, hook hands, whatever. And you can rock the baby back and forth, or go side to side a little. And you can also find a place where you feel a really good stretch and just kind of pause there. All right, and then we bring the leg out. You can hug it in and draw circles round and round and round and round. Reverse it. And then slowly release it down. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Mosquitoes are awful. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to take a couple more for the hands and the wrists. Just open and close. I want you to open your hands as wide as you can. Feel the stretch in the little webbing between. And then close and open back out. Doesn't have to be fast. And then bring your hands together in a prayer pose, but try to keep your fingers touching as you bring the palms away from each other. Now, I have incredibly flexible fingers, so this might not work as well for you. You might not go this far, but just go to the point where you feel a good stretch. You're aiming to stretch this part of your hand right here. It's an often neglected part of the hand where you don't realize, like when you type, that can get tight in there. You can actually get knots in there, or if you've been doing aerial, then you can get knots in there. And we're gonna bring the palms back together. Take the backs of the hands and bring them together, and then separate the backs of the hands. So it's just the fingers facing down, and you're creating this almost M shape with everything. And then release it, wiggle the fingers, shake it out, deep breath in, deep breath out. Got just a few more minutes, we'll do a few more things. Let's turn to face the short edge. Straighten your legs all the way out if you can. You're gonna reach them out along the mat, sitting up nice and tall. Hopefully I'm not gonna get off my mat here. We're gonna take the hands and reach up. You can flex the feet back towards you, or you can point, but I want you to keep the legs active and strong, pressing the heels down into the floor. So we're gonna reach up and then just fold forward. Now, the more flexed your feet are here, the deeper stretch it's gonna be on the backs of the legs. But you're reaching forward with as flat of a back as you can. Come back up. It's like you're a book and you're trying to close. Come back up. One more time. Reach it forward. Chest is reaching for the toes, but you're still keeping the spine long. Come back up. Release the hands down. Plant the palms next to the hips and just sit up as tall as you can. Flex the toes towards the face. This is staff pose. It's a very strong, active pose, but it doesn't seem like you're doing much at the time. Everything is squeezing. My legs here are active. They're squeezing. My heels are pressing into the floor. My belly is drawing in strong. Palms are pushing down and I'm lifting up through the spine. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Beautiful. All right, relax it and shake it out. Let's take the left leg and cross it over the right. Am I sitting on? Try to bring your foot flat to the floor. Now, if you can't get your foot flat to the ground, you can place a block or a cushion or even a thick book underneath to try and close the gap. Left hand will come right behind you. Take the right arm and stretch it up. If you can, bring the elbow to the knee to find your twist. Otherwise, you can hug the knee in just like we did a little while ago. Try not to lean back here. You're lengthening up and finding that twist, looking over the left shoulder. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Again, big inhale. Big exhale. Slowly bring it back to center. And let's switch sides. Straighten out through the left leg. Take the right leg, cross it over, foot to the ground. If you can't get it on the ground, get a block, cushion, thick book, whatever you need to. Right hand behind, left arm will stretch up, create length. If you can, elbow to the knee, looking over the right shoulder. Hug that leg in if you need to. Sitting up as tall as you can. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Slowly bring it back to center. Now take another deep breath in, reaching all the way up. This time I want you to round forward. So you're going to lean forward, reach forward, and then round. See if you can find your toes or your ankles or your calves or the floor. It's all good. Wherever you can reach, that's where I want you to go. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Tucking the chin will make this a deeper stretch. So if you need to soften it a little, look forward, look toward your toes, look out across your toes. Walk the hands in. Sitting up nice and tall, take a deep breath, reaching all the way up. Exhale, lengthen forward, and round again. Soften into it. Now, if you want to take this a little bit farther, take it a little bit more intense, you can squeeze the thighs here, activate those muscles, and then relax. Squeeze, feel the extra stretch, feel your body really work into it, and relax. One more time, squeeze, and relax. Let's walk the hands in, walk it all the way up. All right. Bring the bottom of the feet to the floor, scoot your hips forward, and lay yourself all the way back. Okay, good. Plenty of space. Palms pressed down into the floor. Walk your feet in towards your hips. Your fingertips are trying to find your heels. You might not actually make a connection there, but that's okay. Just reaching towards them, that's where you want to be. Squeeze through the glutes, pull the belly in, and start to curl the sit bones up towards the ceiling, and then push the hips up as high as you can. Bridge pose. You're pressing through the heels. Feel the back of your legs activate as you're lifting yourself up. And then slowly roll yourself back down to the floor. Take a deep breath in, and deep breath out. Again, let's lift, squeeze, active, pressing up. And slowly lower it back down. One more time. Lift it up. And lower down. And take the legs, reach them side to side, rocking the hips back and forth. That feels good. Draw the knees up into the chest. You can reach up and around, trying to hug them in real tight. And try to reach out through the sit bones, flattening your back along the ground. And slowly release the feet down to the floor. Take your left ankle, cross it over the right knee. And we're going to press the hands down again. Just like before in bridge pose, we're going to lift the hips up, but I want you to work to keep the hips level. As you lift up here, your left hip's going to want to drop down. Try to lift them up nice and level. Press the palms down, squeeze, and lift. You might not go as high. That is perfectly okay. Can you relax through the left leg? Still keeping the hips level, but let the knee melt towards the floor. And slowly lower back down. Whew. Set the left foot down. Let's switch it out. Right ankle crosses over, nice and strong. Lift the hips up. Everything is active. You're pushing the hands down even. Pull the belly in. Hips are level. Right knee melts towards the floor. And then slowly bring it back down. Set the foot down. You can draw both knees up into the chest again. Squeeze it in. Maybe a gentle rock side to side. All right. And cross the ankles, bring the hands to the knees, rock and roll, sit yourself all the way back up. From here, I find a place that I can sit that's not gonna bother my tailbone. We're gonna bend up the knees, bring the feet flat to the ground, sitting up nice and tall. I want you to bring your hands to the backs of the knees or the backs of the thighs, whatever works better for you. Lengthen through the spine and let yourself lean back. Now, when you lean back, you're going to feel your core engage. If this is enough for you, if you're already feeling shaky here, you can hang out right here, and that is perfectly okay. Otherwise, I want you to try to pick up just your right foot. Now, if this is a good stopping point, we're going to take a couple of breaths and then switch out for the left foot. But if you feel all right, we're going to try to pick up both feet here. Belly is strong, chest is lifted, shoulders away from the ears. This is our boat pose. Now, if you still feel really, really strong here, you can try letting go of the legs and hanging out. Now, if you're starting to shake because you've been holding it this whole time, that's okay. Bring the hands back to the thighs, set the feet down, bottom of the feet together, come forward into a butterfly pose. Little movement side to side if it feels good. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's come back up. Do it again. Now, whichever one of those options worked best for you, that's where I want you to be. Feet on the ground, one foot off the ground, both feet off the ground, maybe letting go of the backs of the legs. It's totally up to you. Lengthen, lean back into it. Now, when you lean back into it, you want to try to keep that strong, straight spine. Try not to hunch, try not to round into your lower back. So we're going to lean into it, try to float the feet or just one foot off the floor. Maybe releasing the hands, stretching it out, lifting through the heart, shoulders away from the ears. Take a deep breath in with me. Deep breath out. Hands back to the legs. Come down with control. Bottom of the feet together, lean forward into your butterfly pose. Bring it back up. You can walk the feet in so that they're a little bit closer to you, grabbing onto your ankles. Let's inhale, lift through the heart, eyes go up, and then exhale, round. Now I want you to hunch into it. Now I want you to round your lower back. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round. Inhale, go straight up. Keep that length and lean forward with a flat back. Lengthening and folding. You can even walk your hands forward, melting into a deeper stretch, feeling this in the hips. Deep breath in, and deep breath out. And then soften. You can round down as low as you like. Maybe your forehead is reaching for the feet, maybe it's reaching for the floor, depends on how flexible you are. I'm naturally hyper flexible, so I have to go really far to find a stretch. You don't have to go this far. Go where your body feels good. Find your best stretch. Big breath in. Big breath out. Slowly walk the hands in, coming on back up. Alright, I'm just going to draw the legs up and together. I'm going to turn and face you guys. Sitting in a comfortable cross-legged position. If you remember which way you started out in class, try to do the opposite leg in front or on top here. Hands can rest lightly on the knees. Sitting up tall, you can let your eyes close, let your face soften. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Again, deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more inhale, circle, sweep the arms all the way up. Let the palms touch overhead. Draw the hands down to the heart, sealing in your practice. It has been my pleasure to guide you today. The light in me honors and acknowledges the light in you. Namaste. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today out in nature yoga. This is going to happen quite a bit more in the coming weeks because we're going to be spending a lot more time up here. So I'll try to change it up just a little bit, but it's just nice to have a little bit of a different backdrop. Hopefully we can work out any technical kinks for next time. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. While this is a free class, if you feel so moved to help support me in this, there is a virtual tip jar link in the About Me section for this video and also on the Facebook event. If you have not yet, see, Fashion Theory says, thanks for a great class. You're very welcome, Fashion Theory. Thank you for joining me. I love your face. If you have not yet, go find the Facebook page, The Mindful Spoon Yoga, and follow that page so that you can see when I'm having class, when I'm not having class. There are events for each week. At least I try to make events for each week that you can share, invite your friends. One of the best ways you can support me is by inviting people and helping me build this community. As I said, there's a virtual tip jar. There's also a link to my Patreon in the About Me section. And my Patreon encompasses not just my yoga now, but also the other things that I do with my world. I am an aerialist. I am a professional fairy. I am a mom. I do yoga. I do crafty things. So if you want a little look at the inner workings of my life, and especially right now, I've got some not public knowledge exciting things on my Patreon. Become a patron. It's any level that you get, you have access to everything, because I truly believe in pay what you're able. It's been a financially difficult year and a half for me. at this point because of COVID and all of that. I've been unemployed until recently, and my employment recently is starting out pretty slow. So I truly believe that you should be able to do the things you want to do and join the things you want to join without it breaking the bank. Other than that, there's also a link to my Amazon wish list. So if you want to spoil me a little bit, it's there. But this class is my gift to you. It is a gift to the world. So the best thing you can do is share. Share my channel, share my Facebook page, share my Patreon, share whatever moves you. You can find these videos, you can find these videos archived on my YouTube channel, which is Fit Strong Fairy Mom, just like Twitch, and share one of those. You know, if you really liked a class, if you really liked this class, share it. Get your friends interested, get people interested. I think that's enough for today. So have a great rest of your weekend, guys, and I will see you next week. I think next week is going to be back at my home. I don't know that we're up here next week, but the week after that, we're back up here. So, all right, guys, have a fantastic rest of your day, rest of your weekend, and go out there and make the world better. I will see you guys later.